When people watch The Hate You Give, what do you want them to walk away with? Because I know everyone has a slightly different feeling.
Well, I mean, white people crying actually was the goal. It was the goal.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Feel, don't think.
Fear is my ally.
The Force will be with you.
We are encouraged to love.
Be mindful of your thoughts.
I will not betray the Republic.
Hey, Your Worship, I'm only trying to help.
Scruffy-looking nerf herder.
I'm not afraid.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
So, we've learned that Jon Favreau is getting what he wants, slowly but surely. He got The Acolyte Season 2 canceled. It's not going to happen. Hopefully, they'll remove it from Disney+. There's been a lot of bitching and moaning about it from the usual suspects, and to the point where they're trying to get the irrelevancy of it trending on X because they still think it matters. And I think the thing we've learned something about is how you can get something to trend on a website, social media site, but it still doesn't matter in reality, and it doesn't matter anymore. Jon Favreau is taking charge, whether people like it or not. Okay, and I mean the black pills too, the Ryan Canals. I just got into an argument with somebody screaming about Ahsoka because now they're trying to get Ahsoka canceled because horror of horrors, The Acolyte got canceled. Well, Ahsoka's not going to get canceled. Ahsoka is very intrinsic to what Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni want to do, where in the direction they want to take the franchise. And it is the complete opposite way that Kathleen Kennedy has taken the franchise. Jon Favreau likes the fans. He talks to us. The picture I posted in the first slide is him at D23 hanging out, just walking around. Filoni was doing the same thing with him. Okay. You never see Kathleen Kennedy do that. You never see, Pablo stays away from the conventions anymore. Kennedy was above talking to the little people like us. Pablo knows what he did and is afraid to show his face. All right. So there you go. So we still have a contingent of malcontents and militants at Lucasfilm and around who don't want to watch Star Wars. They want to take Star Wars and use it for their own activist cause. And no matter how badly The Acolyte did, they want to have a season 2. And they're not getting it. Now they're doing what they did with Reva and Kenobi and with TLJ, TFA, etc. They're trying to use identity politics to hurt the fans and to hurt the franchise now. And I'm going to let Kelsey Grammer, as Frasier, show you my reaction.
In keeping with the trusty adage, starve a cold, disgust a fever.
So, we should not have been surprised, and I'm not surprised at the reaction of the people that, quote-unquote, liked The Acolyte. Very obviously few people, 18%, which isn't enough to carry a TV show, and it was right to be canceled, and it's right to be pulled off of Disney Plus, and it should be. I think that's the next step. First off, I don't think the nefarious forces in the British government got what they wanted, and we're very happy to see it go. The idea that you let a talentless parasite like Leslie Headland anywhere near a valuable IP like Star Wars is beyond my comprehension, me staring at Kathy Kennedy. Kennedy just decided to take the pitch because Leslie Headland is a disgusting, overt lesbian. Okay. She likes to call herself non-binary, but that's what she is. Okay, so here I am going, okay, whatever, Kathy. You know, your choices suck. And it's really interesting to me watching the reactions because you could count on it to happen. And it was already happening, okay? Hiding behind identity politics, trying to use identity politics to hurt the franchise and to hurt people. You know, and that's what happened. And when you've got people like this coming up, resorting to identity politics, you're going to piss off more people. They're trying to save their series. It's not going to work anymore.
Because nerds are gay.
Well, some nerds are very not gay and are very threatened by gay
Well, that's
stuff.
true. But
Yeah.
in my world, nerds are gay.
Are you telling me with a straight face that C-3PO is straight?
They're a couple. That's what I think. But this is more outward.
I think it's cancellation.
So Amanda Stenberg, of course, she's got that racist, anti-white, screed rap video, which low brow, low class, low culture, garbage, out screaming about the fans being racists, and she's, you know, throwing a temper tantrum. She's catered to. She's spoiled by Hollywood. She can do no wrong. She actually thinks she's a Mary Sue. Okay, this is the problem that we have with these people. They don't realize that they are part of something that doesn't work. And when they get the uts, when they get yeeted, and their project gets yeeted into the void, they get upset. It's everybody else's fault but theirs. And they turn around and do the one thing that Lucasfilm, ever since TFA came out, was really good at. Screaming, the fans are misogynists, the fans are racists, the fans are sexist bigots, etc., blah, blah, blah. And they don't want to take responsibility for something terrible. Okay? They've been doing this since TLJ. All right? And we'll talk about it. Kenobi. And we'll talk about it. Okay? Now they're attacking Ahsoka because their validation is gone. Fuck you and your validation.
This is Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. I regret to report that both our Jedi Order and the Republic have fallen. With the dark shadow of the Empire rising to take their place. This message is a warning and a reminder for any surviving Jedi. Trust in the Force. Do not return to the temple. That time has passed. And our future is uncertain. We will each be challenged. Our trust, our faith, our friendships. But we must persevere. And in time, a new hope will emerge. May the Force be with you, always.
Excuse me, Niles, but I've got news for you. Copernicus called, and you are not the center of the universe.
So we saw the reaction of Lucasfilm hiding behind a black woman when the trailer for Kenobi came out. And people were not right about what was going to happen with Reva, but they were kind of right about a lot of things. There were things with Reva that weren't handled right. First off, Moses Ingram is not a good actress. And she got upset and offended because we said she's not a good actress. And Lucasfilm's PR people at the time, social media girl, who was a black woman too at the time, ran with it. Okay? Because it's their way to defend their inability to do their job. In over their pay grade. Amelia Clark in Soylo, a Soy War story, didn't complain when we complained about that, and we complained about her. Phoebe Waller-Bridge, most unlikable female on the planet, except for Kathleen Kennedy and Leslie Headland. She didn't get upset when we called her out for being smug, condescending, and not a good actress. Okay, not good at her job. And the character was lousy. Okay, probably the reason that people didn't go see the movie is Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Then we have, The Force Awakens. It took me a year, if you remember, for me to say how much I hated that movie. They hand off to Roundhead's Trash Fire with Vice Admiral Gender Studies, but you never saw her, Laura Dern, complain about being dragged through the mud. Rose Tico, Kelly Marie Tran, gets abused racially on Wikipedia by, we surmise, an inside job with Jason Ward. And the people who were defending her in the stupid Canto Bite weren't saying what we were saying. You put this pretty girl in a potato suit and give her a shitty haircut and then have her go off on a Maoist screed. Okay, said no one ever. There's the other obvious signal that they weren't listening, that they wanted Rose Tico, who assaults Finn sexually, to be with Finn so Reylo could happen. And we were the ones who were racist. Look what Roundhead did to her. Now, we get Leslie Headland hiding behind the LGBTQ whatever flag of the month. Kathleen Kennedy being stupid and hiring her to begin with. Because we just got more of the same. The fans didn't like it. The fans didn't watch it. 18% Rotten Tomatoes audience score. A 3.3, I think the last time I looked at IMDb, 3.3 score from the audience. It's over. Okay? They're not victims. These people have never been victims in their fucking lives. And it's time for them to shut up. Stop abusing people and using your weird behavior to force the rest of us to, I don't know, like what you're saying and like what you're doing. And honestly, to the people defending this shit, you've been doing it since TFA. We're the ones that screamed at, Disney and Lucasfilm when they shrank Finn to the size of a walnut on the TFA's poster. Right? Because the Chinese truly are racists. But you gotta get that Chinese money. We're the ones that complained about the inconsistencies in TFA. The fact that J.J. Abrams shrunk the galaxy from this expansive, huge place with places the people in the galaxy had never been to, the unknown regions, to a walnut, the size of a walnut. inconsistencies with Han Solo's character, inconsistencies with Leia's character. You know, the fact that the only interesting new character, Lor San Tekka, gets butchered by Kyle Ron, millennial superhero, like right off the bat. Poorly casted, poorly directed, half-assed shit that looks pretty. Then you get to TLJ. A woke festival of shit. And so frustratingly awful. And it undid any good that JJ was trying to do. And he had to come back and he made it worse. Okay. And instead of saying we fucked up publicly, they made sure the fans were the ones to blame. Rian Johnson did it. J.J. Abrams didn't. Rian Johnson did it. His buddy Pablo Hidalgo did it. Matt Martin did it. The story group went nuts. Hal Hickel did it. And it's like, I don't want to hear it anymore. All right? So you got Amanda Stenberg trying to use her identity politics and her get out of jail free card. Okay. Because she's black and a whatever. And it doesn't work anymore. It's not working. All right? You failed. Bite the bullet. Go back to the drawing board, Amanda. And come back and stop acting like an immature 5-year-old. Okay? That's the problem. They failed it. They won't accept it. Disney now has the proof that this woke shit in Star Wars doesn't work. So they cancel a second season. And the black BIPOC girl, the lesbo director, showrunner, are screaming and ranting and raving. Trying to hide behind their identity. To force them to do a season 2, and they didn't want to do it. Numbers rule, your identity politics drool. So, from the fans, to Stenberg, to Hedlund, and to everybody else screaming and crying about this cancellation, fuck off. We're sick of you. This is Steph, signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy. Oh, and at the end, I added the first version of the Ewok celebration, Yub Nub.